X's and O's on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings radio network.
Did you get a new jacket?
Is underway. That's the voice of Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer. This jacket that I'm wearing that they'll be able to see at Vikings.com was a Kentucky Derby jacket that I wore at Canterbury for a big Kentucky Derby day. Do you like it?
I do. I like it.
Well, thank you very much, Coach. And I liked, as I would imagine you did, how your run defense played against the Detroit Lions. What were some of the keys to the run defense against the Lions compared to the previous game? And happy holidays.
Well, I think the biggest thing was, I thought, number one, our defensive line played very well. Our perimeter run force was much better this last week. I thought we did a good job in being in the right place, being in the right gaps, making tackles. And we played hard.
With the next question, before you get mad at me, let me finish the question, okay? With all due respect. Since you've been here, the only games teams have run for 200-plus have been run-pass option operations. Now, is that a challenging offense to try to slow the run game?
I don't think that. I mean, I'm confused right now.
Well, it's
run-pass option teams.
Yeah, and Phillip Rivers has no run-pass option to him, so obviously it doesn't tie into this game. But the way Russell Wilson does it, or Cam Newton, or are those difficult offenses to scheme against?
All offenses are difficult to scheme against.
Phillip Rivers, how much do you respect his game?
Phillip is really, really good. He's a good player, gets the ball out quick, very smart, can make all the throws. He's very competitive. We've had the opportunity to compete against him many times, and it's always been a battle.
What about wide receiver Keenan Allen, compared to what you just saw in Kenny Golladay and some of these nice receivers you've seen this year?
Yeah, he's really a good player. They have a lot of trust with one another. He does a great job of getting open, really understands how to set up defensive backs and find holes in zones and run away from man coverage. So he's really a good player. This
third-year running back, Austin Ekeler, has become one of the game's best pass-catching running backs. What are some keys to slowing Austin Ekeler?
Yeah, well, he does a really nice job. We're going to have to make sure that we're really on top of the scats that he's trying to do and get extra people over there to that side a lot of times.
Your quarterback, Kirk Cousins, has been sacked 0 or 1 time, 9 of 13 games. Throughout the course of the season, what have been some keys that have led to that?
Well, I think the offensive line's done a good job. Kirk has done a good job of getting rid of the football. He's not sitting back there holding it. I think the movement passes that we do don't allow the defense to tee off and know that he's going to be in one spot all the time. Sometimes he's outside the pocket. Sometimes he's over the tackle. Sometimes he's straight drop back. So I think all those things help. And then, along with the play action where you're getting the line sliding one way and you're getting a couple other guys blocking the defensive end on the other side, I think that helps as well.
What about rookie center Garrett Bradbury? Through the course of 13 games, what part of his development has most stuck out, say, the last month and a half?
He's always been a really athletic guy. He's been very sharp. I think he's getting better at pass protection. He looks like he's doing a much better job there, understanding that the player that he's playing against a little bit more now, as opposed to just scheme. Now I have to know, is it Snacks Harrison that I'm playing against, or is it a smaller guy or a little quicker guy? I think he's starting to understand that a lot better.
Yeah, and for him it starts with Grady Jarrett, and then moves through all these good 3 techniques and nose tackles he's seen all year. Brandon Mebane, he's a big guy. He gets him this weekend. It's incredibly challenging with these tackles these days, right?
Yeah, they're really good. All of them. They got Joey Bosa on the outside. They got Melvin Ingram on the outside. So those 2 guys are really the keys to what they're trying to do. Along with Derwin James, the safety. He's an in the box guy, but he can really do everything.
The Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison is having the Cook-Mattison tandem going full throttle this time of the season. Is that a big advantage when you have 2 backs like that?
Well, I think it is important. They're a little bit of a change of pace, but they run a lot of the same plays. They just have a little different style. They both run physically and hard. They both catch the ball well out of the backfield. I would say Alexander's a little bit more try to get it straight downhill, and obviously you saw the hurdles the other day. But Cookie's a guy that can accelerate through small little creases and make big plays with his legs.
Mattison had caught 4 passes into the Seattle game. He caught 4 in the Seattle game and a couple last game. So just another nice threat from another player, right?
Yeah, and again, it's Kirk getting the ball to the right place. Checking it down if he has to, depending on the coverage that he's getting. We got a lot of shell coverage last week, so I think that added to the reason for the backs to get a few more catches.
So it's Wednesday evening. You practice today. You're going to practice the rest of the week. Do you feel you're edging closer to an Adam Thielen return?
Yeah, I do. We'll see. We'll see how the week goes, but all systems seem to go, and we'll try to get him on the field.
You guys screened to rookie tight end Irv Smith Jr. early against Detroit. Is that an indicator that he's really absorbing and taking in all facets of the offense now?
Yeah, and he's another playmaker trying to get him the ball. That was the first play of the game, and we hadn't run a screen on the first play of the game, so it's a little tendency breaker as well.
The secondary, specifically against Detroit, how do you feel the secondary played off the Seattle game, where I thought it played pretty well, into this Detroit game?
Yeah, much better. We're starting to move in the right direction. We're starting to get in the right positions that I'm trying to get these guys into, get in the right alignments, make sure that we're disciplined in really everything that we're doing. We'll have to grind really hard again this week. They're very good in the passing game. They take a lot of big shots, and we're going to have to do a great job in being in the correct position so that we can go make some plays.
When teams rotate running backs or wide receivers offensively or whatever, a lot of people notice that because it happens frequently. When you rotate corners, whether it's Xavier, Mike, Trey Waynes, how does that factor into what you think the offense is seeing? Like against specific corners, does it matter?
Well, yeah, I think they're going to say, hey, so and so's in the game here. We're going to try to work this, or so and so's not in the game, so we might want to go the other way, or whatever. I mean, we do that with defensive linemen, pass rushers, all kinds of people.
The Chargers tight end Hunter Henry, what makes him challenging?
Well, he's got good speed. I think he runs good routes. They do a lot of single isolation plays for him on the backside of a lot of routes. They work middle of the field some, and he's a good 7-route runner.
With everything we've mentioned here, from Melvin Ingram through Joey Bosa, Derwin James just came back, Keenan Allen, Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. They got Ekeler who catches it, Gordon runs it. This team's 5-8. I mean, what are some things that have led to that 5-8 during the course of the year?
Well, they've been really beat up, and they're healthy now. So they struggled a little bit with the offensive line because they've had a lot of guys out there. They've turned the ball over. I think they're -8 in turnovers, but they're 2. I think they're 1-7 or something in games decided by 7 points or less.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is because of the turnovers or fumbles and interceptions, those types of things. But they're very solid defensively. They're number 4 in the league. Offensively, they're number 10 in the league. And they've got some great players, and it's going to be a tough ball game when you watch the athleticism that this team has and the defense that these guys play.
These Vikings fans at road games, they truly love the team all over the country. It's I'm not going to say it's going to be a home game for you, but it's going to be loud.
Yeah, I hope it is. That'd be great for us to get our fans there in LA. They were great the last time we were out in LA. So it should be a great game, and hopefully we can come out of there with a win.
For that run pass option question, I kind of bungled my way through early.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
I'd like to either give you this jacket or $100. It's your choice.
I'm fine either way.
Thanks, Mike. Good luck.
Right.
Mike Zimmer, head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm Paul Allen on the KFAN Minnesota Vikings Radio Network.